Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, today I'd like to take the Propel X01, this little micro, or even you might even call this a nano, little quadcopter up now for an outdoors flight. And back whenever I reviewed this drone, I actually did an unboxing and a flight review for this after Christmas last year. It was really bad weather and I wasn't able to actually fly this outdoors. Now, of course, this is generally going to be an indoor flyer. But on a really calm day like today, you can see there's a very slight breeze. This should have no problem, especially in the high rate. As you can see, it's got tri-blade props. That'll help with some lift. It ought to move along okay outdoors. I've never actually had a chance to fly it at all outdoors. So let's see how it does flying this little guy outside. Because this is a nice little quadcopter. And you can buy these at Walmart. That's where I picked this up. I'm sure they still sell them. If not, you can probably find them on eBay or maybe even on Amazon. I have not looked. The controls on this guy, I'll go over those really briefly since it's been a year since we did anything with it. Of course, your throttle, and you can see there's no altitude hold on this, which is nice. This is a full stabilized quadcopter, of course, but it doesn't have any gimmicks, no altitude hold or, of course, any optical flow or GPS and a little bitty $20. Actually, it was more like $12 or $13, I think. Little quadcopter. So you got throttle, you got your roll and your pitch, of course, your pitch trim, and your roll trim, your on and off switch, and then pushing in on the right stick and then the direction you want to flip does your 360 flips. Pressing in your left stick, which is a little bit tricky, goes you through your 3 speed rates. I don't remember if the yaw, I think the yaw increases with the presses, but I'm not for certain. Again, it's been a year since I've flown this. So let's go ahead and we'll take off. Also, the gyro calibration is just the right stick itself down and to the right. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on and we'll calibrate it here. I'll probably set it on top of my grill since it's up higher and be easier to see in the video. And it's on. It's going to be hard to see. It's got little red lights in the rear and little white lights in the front, but they are underneath the arms. So LEDs are going to be a bit difficult to see. And we'll turn it on. Do your binding sequence as you're up and down. I'll do a gyro calibration to the right, but I'm not going to be able to tell if it's doing anything really because you can't see those lights. And let's go ahead and take it up. So it starts out in the lowest rate. There's the yaw. It's doing just fine outside because there's no wind. These little micros or nanos can't do much if there's any wind outside. But today's a perfect day. So let's take it up. And there's the middle rate. And there's the highest rate. As you can see, yaw does increase as I expected. This is going to be a fun flyer outdoors in the highest rate. Obviously, I'm going to have to keep it close or you're never going to see this in the video. So this won't be a very far away flight. Now, obviously, even if you wanted to, since there's no FPV or anything with this drone, there's no way anybody's eyes are going to be good enough to see this drone beyond probably my fence. It's just too small. Let's do a few flips. Flips pretty good, as I remember. It is, I remember this from when I was flying this indoors. It can develop a bit of a drift. So I'm going to set it down and recalibrate the gyro because you shouldn't have to trim that out after some flips. If it starts to tilt on you, just land it and do your gyro calibration. Let's hope that I'm going to do both sticks also in case the instruction was wrong, but let's see if that helps. It looks like it has fixed it. So if it develops a drift, land it. That may need a little bit of right trim anyway here. But you shouldn't have to. Oh, now it's tilting to the right. So it was a pretty good micro, but it does seem like I do recall from my test flight with it a year ago. Well, it's not been quite a year ago, but I think it was last January, I think. It does tend to seem like I had to tend to kind of reset the gyro and it would develop a drift. Let's do another flip. Let's do a flip to the left. Do a back flip. Oop, I actually pressed the wrong way. Let's try a back flip. There we go. Forward flip. Just like any of these nanos and micros, they're always great flippers. They're so small. The 1S LiPo provides so much power for something this size that they always flip good, as long as they're designed well. And the Propel stuff being sold at Walmart, you know, you expect it not to be total junk, and they're not. Propel stuff's usually pretty decent. From what I've heard, their customer service is excellent. As you would hope for something bought in a U.S. store like that, you expected it'd hold up to on their products. Of course, this is made in China, but I don't know if it's a rebrand. I don't think it is, but it's, of course, it's very similar. It might not be quite as small, but it's pretty darn similar to the. I threw mine away when it went bad. But it was the original Cheerson, what was it, CX10, I believe they were. The little nanos like this were super popular. They might be a little smaller than this, though. It's hard to remember. This looks so dinky to me that I'm thinking that it's the same size. This could be bigger. But flies just like it. I don't remember the flight time either. Of course, I said, if you want to know all that stuff, guys, you can go watch the indoor flight for a little more specifics on the unboxing and see what comes with it. Just a charger. I don't even remember if there's prop guards with it. There probably are, but I don't even remember. I just grabbed it out of the box because the weather's so nice. See, I'm about right there over the middle, halfway over my pool, and I was having to do little adjustments to figure out which way I was facing with the orientation, because you just can't see those lights really. If you see that red there, that the sun glare off the shiny body. Let's bring it up here and catch it. That's just the sun shining off its reflective top on this little X01. It's just not easy to see those lights, and these gray props in the front and black in the rear are supposed to be for your orientation as well, and you can't see that in a little thing like this. Just throw it up there and give it some throttle. It's probably getting out of the, hope it's not getting out of the camera, guys, because I got to keep it up. Otherwise, it's going to go below my feet and you guys won't see when I'm flying. So it's pretty sporty. This would make, you know, if you're out at Walmart and you see one of these and you want something small that's stabilized, you can fly around and keep your skills from getting too rusty in the wintertime. If you're in North America and you're in the cold climate areas, you may want something just to keep your skills sharper than they would. You sit for a few months, and you will be surprised at how much you will lose your orientation skills, your throttle maintenance type stuff, you know, because this is a full no altitude hold. This is a great little drone to fly indoors, and it's pretty darn cheap. I wouldn't call it dirt cheap. You could buy some of these from overseas for probably sometimes under 10 bucks, but is it worth waiting a month for a few dollars less? And if there's a bad motor or something, you just take it up to Walmart and exchange it. Even if you, heck, even at Walmart, if it went, you know, within 30 days, I think they'll return stuff. If the battery went bad in it, then you can take it right. I'm sorry, the battery. Well, if the battery went bad, or if a motor burnt out within the first month, I'm sure you could just take it back and get another one. All right, that was the end of the flight there. I don't know what the flight time was. If I think about it, I'll put up the flight time here for this. The flight time on this might have been less than it was when I originally did it, because the battery's set for a year. And these little 1S lipos seem to be most prone to, they just, they go bad when they sit. And unfortunately, especially on a drone like this where you can't, pop the battery out, there's no way with the included charger to put this up to 3.8 volts. And they usually won't cut off there, so it'll sit at really low voltage. If you're really worried about this, pop the charger in, charge it for 10 minutes and get the voltage up some if you're going to let it sit, because you don't want to let these lipos sit fully charged or fully discharged, especially fully charged, but it's just not good on them. So they're going to go bad, and so the first signs of them going bad is the flight time starts to diminish. So that's what I'm getting is, if the flight time is less here than it was a year ago, then that's just because this battery is reached the end of, it's already set too long and not going through charge cycles. So something to keep in mind with any lipo battery, not just the toy ones. Only the smart batteries on the really high-end GPS drones are going to discharge themselves down to storage voltage if the voltage is above it. If it's below it, well, then you're stuck too, because it can't charge itself. All right, guys, that wraps up this little outdoor flight of the Propel X01 Micro or Nano Quadcopter. And be sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos, and click the bell, all that good stuff, so you know when I do upload new videos. And as always, guys, have a wonderful day.
The power of the dark side.